What is going on, people? Happy Sunday, happy Afcon weekend to everybody that is watching Afcon out there. And even though even the non-Africans, happy Afcon weekend to you all. Um, Welcome to another episode of the Footy Fantasy Podcast that comes to you live every Sunday. And I'm glad there are no Arsenal fans on this podcast this weekend. So I'm the live for that one. But we have on here our chief African correspondent, Itata, rocking that Super Eagles jersey. What's going on, bro?
Yes, sir. I mean, it's that time again. It's that season again. Afcon,
Of course.
African World Cup. You know, two-footed tackle with pat on the back, no card. We are in that season about football. Where halftime, no Gatorade, halftime they are swallowing fufu. That's what we need.
Yep, exactly. Halftime they are swallowing fufu with
for energy.
Total energy. Hey, Idris, what's going on, bro?
Good to see you. Can't complain. Good to be back. Good to be back as always.
Of course. We're just gonna dive straight into the topic, but before we go ahead, on YouTube you can find us at Footy Fantasy. On Twitter we are at Footy80 Fantasy, and on Instagram it is Fantasy Footy. If you enjoy any of this content, just give a like. If you have any questions, and we can, of course, we'll get to them during the podcast. Just drop them in the comments. If you have any disagreements. If you're bringing in smoke as well, we're here for everything, and we can respond in kind as well. But look, we just finished watching Manchester United versus Tottenham Hotspur, and listen, I was texting in the group chat, which I don't know which team annoyed me more this weekend. Nigeria or Manchester United. But Itata, what did you make of that game? We scored an early goal. Is it from Norway or Iceland? Hoyland, our guy. Denmark.
It's Denmark. It's Danish.
Yeah.
He's full Viking.
Okay, full Viking. Yeah. Our Danish robot opened the scoring with what a finish. What a finish.
Rocket, man.
And then, our team just turned into a bunch of strippers, busting it wide open. It's like it was like a brothel. What happened, bro?
Well, I think at this point, for the neutrals and people like maybe Idris, who are part of the extended family in the EPL, but they're not part of the new close family, they might be surprised. But us that are in the new close family, you, Jola,
yep,
when Manchester United scores, what they do is they beg their opponent to equalize.
Yes.
They score and they beg their opponent, please come and equalize. Let's make this a little dramatic.
Please come and balance.
We have 11 divas playing football for Manchester United.
Yeah.
It should be maybe real house husbands and house bros of Manchester. Because it's incredible. It's incredible. It's too naive. So what really baffles me is these are professional footballers. We talk about system, we talk about coaching, but this is my own point. And it might be, oh man, you're doing too much. This is my own point. As a professional footballer, and you're in that space and time that you have the ball, you have accountability to your talent dedicated to that sport. Let's just put system aside, right?
Exactly.
Right? Let's put system aside. You are a footballer. A ball is passed to you. At that moment, you should be able to be accountable to your talent, your decision. You can't blame I'm not going to blame the Glazers for a useless dead ball. I'm not going to blame Eric Ten Hag for a player who is supposed to just slide the ball out for throwing, escorting. That's not on. This is accountability for you as a professional footballer at that point in time.
Yeah.
That moment.
Yeah.
And this is what Manchester United footballers lack. The sense of accountability when they have the ball. That's it. It's as simple as that. People say, oh no, it depends on the system. What is Ten Hag doing? The Glazers. The Glazers probably are not watching the match. They've given money for. They're taking dividends, but what has dividend got to do with you controlling a pass?
Yes.
That is the aspect that I keep.
Playing a simple 5-yard pass.
A simple 5-yard pass has nothing to do with the Glazers chugging dividends. Yeah. That's my point. Be accountable to yourself and your talent in that point in time you have the ball. That's all. You're getting paid. It's not that some civil servants in Nigeria who are not getting. You are getting paid.
They owe you 6 months salary.
Accountable when you have the ball, right? You see my. This is why I get. And the other aspect is when I see boys growing up, just walking, seeing boys with barefoot controlling. You remember health. You remember those
size
health.
5.
If you kick them like
size 5.
Size 5 health with barefoot are controlling this ball on even ground with stones.
Yeah.
You're paying footballers crazy money and putting them on carpet, and they can still control the ball.
Mm-hmm.
What else do you need?
Yeah.
So my bitterness is always about accountability, decision making. At that point in time, you have the ball.
Yeah.
You know, I don't as a professional footballer, I don't expect you to get the pass. Every time you get the pass, you're looking at the coach. What should I do? What should I? You know, that's how Manchester United players play.
Yeah.
There is no sense of accountability to their own talent. And it's getting out of hand. Yeah. We are very, very immature. We can't hold leads. We are not sensible enough. You have sprinkles of players that can actually play with the ball. The rest is just a sham. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm emotionally detached from Manchester United because I'm a purist when it comes to football. When you keep watching this over, I don't want to be infected to the point where I'm like the other Man United fans where I'm giving excuses for just silly things.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But today, you know, I blame everyone, the coach, lineup, you know, this McTominay is king of kings and all of this kind of nonsense. I just think, you know, I just want Manchester United players to be accountable. And I think I'm hoping with the return of some players who can actually keep the ball and play, maybe the football will improve and we need a psychologist. There is something wrong with their mentality too. You know, it's I can go on and on and on. The game was interesting. It was dramatic. You know, the 11 divas provided what we wanted. Onana is there again, disrespecting Afcon and saying, should I go? Should I not? There's so much going on. You know, I enjoyed the game. Tactically, it was a sham. Spurs did what they could do, but they could be good at. I don't know why Man United did not take advantage of it. Yeah. But overall, it was a good game. I'm fully tired. I'm a full-time tired Manchester United fan. So I'll leave it to the others. You know, I watch it without emotional attachment. That's all. That's all I have to say. And I'm more invested in Afcon now.
You know, I'll speak myself. I try to watch without emotional investment as well. But come on, man. When you see, I always say you can tell how weak a team is mentally by how and when they concede goals. The first equalizer from Spurs, they're just ball into the box from Pedro Porro, corner kick. Why can't we jump? It's like these guys have super glues, right? Under their freaking boots, they can't jump. Why we're not jumping for that? Richarlison is in between 3 defenders and heads the ball in, right? And then 50 seconds into the second half, we concede again. It's reminiscent of the 13th.
Soft underbelly.
Soft underbelly. We need Viagra. This man need this. They need Viagra. It is soft as hell. Soft like, bro. These guys are soft. They're softer than an overripe plantain. Big man tin. It reminds me of the 13 seconds we considered a goal in the FA Cup final against Manchester City. Statues. I've seen statues move better than Manchester United defenders today. It is absolutely worrying. And I agree that I thought we had a sports psychologist in that team. I thought we already had one because these guys don't look like they're clued in. We can't defend. We can't get mentally clued. We're just the only hope I have is return of Licha Martinez, Casemiro, but I do not want any player returning from injury, meaning that Kobe Mainu gets displaced from that midfield.
No,
Because
I've
I've looked at this young man over the past few games, and he looks like he's the only one in that midfield who has the maturity and who has the kind of spatial awareness to actually contribute to the control of a midfield. He's the only person who can do that. He's the only person who can do that. Bruno Fernandes keeps playing.
And he is the youngest. We keep talking about age. No, he's too young. Why do you start him? Should he play 3 games in a week? The guy has proven that his football brain is ahead of all of these older folks in that midfield. He's the most mature, and he's 18.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. Yeah. He's the most mature. So even if Casemiro comes back, I do not want him to come and replace Maino. I would rather see a Maino Casemiro midfield in front of the back four, and then whoever the hell in front of him and Maino Casemiro. I do not want Maino out of that midfield. I don't. The only time he comes off is maybe just kind of preserve his legs. Maybe he's coming under fire too much because he's still young. But again, the young man looks like he's the most experienced footballer in that midfield on that pitch. I was a great game for the neutral folks. So I'm sure Idris had fun watching it. What do you think, Idris?
I think before I even say, can we take some comments?
Oh yeah, let me take.
I'm seeing guys throwing smoke.
I was ready to throw it. Manchester Chelsea win 3 in a row, and Idris may appear. Idris.
It's not like that. I will respond to that. It's not like that.
Little brother, go hello.
And then
today is Mid-Table Mafia episode.
This is the most disrespectful. This is the most disrespectful comment.
I think you let
Mid-Table Mafia.
That's true.
It is Mid-Table Mafia, bro. That's exactly what you're gonna know. Like the only thing left for me in this season is that at least I can look down and Chelsea's below me. That's it. That's the only thing left for me.
You're not too far, Sha. You're not too far. I was thinking you're going to say we can dig down and find Chelsea. That's what I was expecting you to say. Because even when you said
no, it's not that far. It's
so
not that
far. From a neutral perspective for the United Tottenham. No, but I would say for us the neutrals who are watching the game. Obviously we were I was praying for a tie. Everybody was like, "Oh, would you like to win?" I said, "Go bad, Jeff. I'm Mejeji." In Yoruba, meaning make it spoil for both of them. I no sense. So that we can actually have a shot. Because the more they drop point, the more we each it's closer, right? So, but on the legit, it was a very good game. And I think if we're going to bash United, it means we are not giving Spurs credit for what they've also been able to do, because they hit a very rough patch. They play very open football. They've really revamped that squad, right? And we need to give their coach credit because they were flying high. And for me, I just knew that like chemistry plays a role. At some point in time, quality of player will play a role. They will go through injuries and they will slump. And then how they bounce back, we would know. I mean, look at Newcastle going through the same thing. You know what I mean? So in all fairness, I was very surprised on how they played. I was very surprised at Richarlison's maturity when Son Heung-min is not there. Very, very surprised because that guy
the man is banging in goals now.
Is banging in goals,
creating
transition after an attack, because usually United for some reason. Sorry.
Oh, I was just saying Richarlison is banging in goals now.
Oh, I thought I heard something. So it was watching. Yeah, but also the fact that like Richarlison is contributing to play from a pressing standpoint.
Yeah.
When they lose an attack, before the ball even gets to the midfield, Richarlison comes and wins the ball again and reignites the attack and goes back in. That's a huge amount of maturity on his own end, rather than just whining and falling all over the place like he does in the past. So I want to give Tottenham credit for what they do. Watching Manchester United, I do understand you've had a lot of injuries, and also I'm not a huge idealistic coaches. I'm not. I never have been. I've always been adapt to the situation at hand, use all the tools within your capacity to bring them. Like you can't just abandon. Oh, sorry. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. So it's like folks who say, "Oh, Idris, you can't just abandon the philosophy of coach, players, and all that kind of stuff just to play low block or counter." I see Ten Hag having no other choice than to adapt to his team. I don't think United is that bad. United's got quality players, individual brilliance. Today, what I watched was just United, not a finished product, coming after a very different style of play, very organized team. Right? So that was what I saw today. Now, for the standard at which United is supposedly supposed to be at, it is not what the average United fan wants. It's like me, Chelsea, complaining about Chelsea players. We'll get to Chelsea. But from watching the standard where United is supposed to be, they've fallen off quite a bit, like most Premiership teams. And I think when we get to other games that we want to discuss today, I'm really kind of stuck with the quality of talent in the Premier League as a whole. Right? I'm not convinced the richest, most viewed, highly invested league in the world is probably the best league in the world. I'm really having a completely different look at this, because just because you splurge 100 million on a player and then you look at the way these players are making decisions on the ball, and that's just their job. This is their job. It's the dream job we've always prayed to have as kids. And then for some bizarre reason, either psychologically or either because the game has changed, they are making mistakes that we haven't seen at this level. When we had the likes of Berbatov, Rooney, Ronaldo, and even old man Ronaldo, when everybody was bashing Ronaldo, forget his attitude, though, forget his poison in the dressing room. But you cannot compare anybody at his level of talent right now in that team. It's just a fact. Whether you're angry with, oh, the team is playing and he's dragging the team back. There's something wrong with the recruitment into the Premier League nowadays. That's why we're seeing this level of kindergarten-esque decision making. Is it style of play? Has football changed that much that a player cannot make decisions by themselves? If that's the case, I don't see that problem with certain talent in Liverpool, like Mo Salah. I don't see that problem with him. I don't see that problem with players like Son Heung-min. He's the only talented guy that we know that remains in Tottenham. I don't see that kind of level of brain dead decisions, right? I don't see that level of brain dead decision with Manchester City players, because Pep will beat your father and coach that crap out of your system. Like, let's be honest. So, but then I'm looking at Chelsea, where we don't carry budget of another African country or a few countries' GDP to go and buy players, and then they will show up, and then you'll be wondering who scouted this guy? How did this guy fit into this system?
Well, in that case, Idris, let's just go ahead and move into the Chelsea Fulham game then.
Okay. In that sense,
talking about that game, because it looked like you guys were holding on for dear life towards the end.
Please, before we move, let's just update. Real Madrid 4, Barcelona 1, Cape Verde 1, Ghana 0.
Yes, Cape Verde 1, Ghana 0.
Yeah,
Cape Verde 1, Ghana 0. I'm just looking at it right now. In fact, just so you know, Ghana got robbed the penalty. But to my Ghanaian brothers and sisters, now make una come house first before Nigerians.
I don't think it was a penalty.
I know. Oh, actually, there was another replay that he actually got clipped. He had struggled away, got pulled, then he got nibbled on. I mean, it would have been a soft penalty, but the fact that he was dragged before he actually went further is impeding of play. But again, referee didn't give it, but it's 1-0. To say.
Okay.
So honestly, everything I guess about the quality of recruitment.
I guess the ref has a lot of questions to answer.
Yeah, this game is a little suspect. But to the Chelsea, Chelsea, what's it called game? Fulham game. To be honest with you, there's a drop in recruitment talent across the whole of Premier League. I'm very, very serious about this thing. How is it that Liverpool could have sold the likes of Coutinho? Now, whether they went and became something great is different. Sold the likes of Sane, Firmino, and then Gakpo, the guy that's supposed to be in front, is missing chances left, right, center. There's something weird with the quality of players that are being recruited for a lot of money into this league. And I think we're expecting too much. I think we are overrating players. And I really don't know where to stand on it, because when I'm looking at Chelsea's game and I'm looking at Fulham's game, okay, remove the price tag. There's a player that won the World Cup with Chelsea, Enzo Fernandez. We know he can ball. We know he can ball. He's a World Cup winner. But I'm going to put it to you.
He's balling.
Do you think Enzo? Last game, barely. The guy's been on the bench for 5 games. So I have a question for you guys. In the history, when Mikel was playing, because we always disrespect Mikel when it comes to Nigerians and Chelsea when he's playing.
Not me.
The guy that has won everything. Yeah, a lot of Chelsea fans do that stuff. When Mikel was playing, do you think Enzo will bench either Makalele, Mikel, Kante, Raul Meireles, Ramirez, Deco, Mikel Ballack, or potentially Juan Mata? That's our midfield. Some of our best midfields we've had. Do you think this boy will have benched any of them?
No.
Based on what I've seen
I know
so far.
most definitely.
He has more years
not
to
Mikel, not Mikel, not Makalele so far. No.
Maybe Raul Meireles. Maybe Raul Meireles at best.
Maybe.
At best. Yeah.
And Juan Mata is
Well,
not really in that category.
One guy out of 8 I mentioned.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it.
For that one,
they are using
him. For that one guy.
In that. Even for that one guy, still maybe.
Yeah.
I railed at Jorginho. God knows everybody knew what I was talking about Jorginho. Jorginho is the greatest game manager of all time. Waste time, manage game, move everybody left, right, center. This kid can't even do that. That's a fact. And we need him to progress ball, transition, play pivotal, all those stuff. Why am I saying this? When I hear United fans getting angry at the way their teammates controlling passing, I have questions on: are we over expecting from this crop of talents that are coming to the Premier League? Because when you watch La Liga, Madrid and Barcelona will always eat people's lunch, followed by Sevilla, Valencia, and maybe some other teams. But when you see
players, the quality of football across that La Liga is different.
It's different. So that brings me to be asking this question about the United game with Tottenham, big teams, the Chelsea game, a former big team, and Fulham.
Yeah.
Because aside City, let's not be gawking City and Liverpool. Let's not gawk ourselves. Have you watched any quality game this year?
No. Well, maybe I remember there was a time. The Newcastle Liverpool game was quite entertaining. Liverpool Tottenham was quite entertaining. Brighton Newcastle was quite entertaining.
And entertaining, but I think he means the quality of football, like football played in its very fundamental form, in the right manner.
Nah.
You know, the Premier League is like rushed fried egg. Let's rush it. Let's fry this egg now.
That's where I'm going. So do you think if you take United now, Chelsea now, Brighton now, Newcastle, all this so-called nice possession football, attacking, high press, game press, you take them to what's it called right now? La Liga right now. You think they'll survive? They'll probably be mid-table teams.
Yeah, the thing is, intensity-wise, there is a track record in the Champions League. They've been successful in the Champions League. It's just style of play.
Fair enough.
I do agree with you fundamentally how football needs to be played. I think that recruitment thing you just hit on in the EPL, I think they have ways to go. Because take, for instance, like in Manchester United, there is always a preference to play the runner who will kiss the badge and slide
Yep.
than play someone who would get the ball and
Passion
play
and desire FC.
a 5-yard pass and get into space and get it back. Like we like God Save the Queen because it's passion, sword, shield, helmet. That's what we want.
Yep. This is Sparta FC.
Yeah, this is
Well,
Sparta.
that doesn't help the coach right now, which we know is from the school of the Johan Cruyff and Ajax coach. That's not even playing the Dutch league. If you watch the Dutch league, they don't play like that. They don't think like that. They don't pass to space the way people pass to space in the Premier League. And there's something about when they come to the Premier League, it's almost like they uninstall certain things that they've done in other leagues, then they reinstall new things into them, and then you're wondering, why is this player making this decision?
I think generally the and maybe I don't know, I don't want to sound like those people who whine about new school or whatever, but I just feel like in the days when we were younger, like football was an art. Now football is like a manufacturing line, and the difference is when you take time, like have you ever been to like any restaurant where like the sauce is like really really good, and the sauce is what makes the dish special, and then they begin mass producing this sauce, and they're throwing the sauce in Publix, in Walmart, in Kroger for people to buy, on the quality drops.
Right.
we have become a our football world has become a mass production world. The quality has dropped, but the manufacturing keeps going. So we just keep pushing out players. Every year, every season. They play 3, 4, 5, not even 3. They play like 1-2 seasons at mid-level, 50 million, 70 million, bring them to a and that has the way of, and that has been going on for a while. That has been
for the past decade.
Yeah.
It's gotten to the peak in the last couple of years, and it's coming home to roost. It is. Let me take some comments before we go to. I don't know if you want to talk a little more about Chelsea and Fulham, Idris. I know you don't.
Yeah, I'll just give a quick summary.
Yeah, let me read comments. Yeah. You can talk briefly about Chelsea, Fulham, and then we'll talk about Afcon. Bankole Ojo Medubi says Barca deserve every goal they concede.
You could not say Bankole wish horror on Barca's misery.
David says Barcelona, they give me headache right now.
David,
your problem is Bankole. Go and find him.
My brother David, don't worry. The Panadol I use for Manchester United headache, I will borrow it to you. Survive.
I think Osaz is saying me talking about the
you sending them to the Spanish league.
Send them over to the Spanish league. Yeah,
that's what Osaz was saying. Osaz says passion merchant.
Shout out to my guy Osaz, man.
Osaz goes, Pep
he's very right.
He hasn't abandoned his principles.
He's very right. Pep is the only coach that is coaching out certain things out of players, and the players he can't coach those things out of. What happens to them? They're on the market, even if they're informed. They're on the market, they're out. So yeah, but then you can't say, Osas, you can't say, Osas, you can't say that Ten Hag isn't. Ten Hag is a product of all those guys now. But look at the ingredients he's using to make food in United. I don't think United fans are liking what they're eating.
It's like telling me to make jollof rice and bringing Declan Rice to me. I can't make jollof rice with Declan Rice. You know
Declan Rice. You're making that. What was that chef in Britain that's going to make jollof rice? No Maggi. When they finish him, was it 5 years ago? That's the situation.
Okay, man. Give us your thoughts on Chelsea Fulham.
Chelsea.
I thought you guys
we are happy
towards the end.
Yeah, we have survived 3 games straight. We are knocking on wood. We are hoping to win another one. We are still stuck in 10th-ish. We are 8 yesterday. We are back to 9th. Village people are very strong. But that being said, Chelsea's situation requires prayers. It's not even prayers at this point. We need to go to Offa River. Let them wash whatever is on our head. Let them wash it. Then they should call the God.
You need a celeb pastor.
But even Selegon says still don't believe. I need that to ball. We need to carry a ball to the gods and beg that whoever our village people are that we have offended, right? We need help at this point. This is a community situation that we are in because you cannot have this amount of exits, this amount of goals. Oh wow, that was a very good goal. Ghana just came back 1-1.
Yeah,
Ghana tied 1-1.
Yeah, Ghana.
So, but we cannot have this. We cannot have this amount of opportunities and then still be where we are in the league. But I understand why. We are an extremely young team. When people talk about Chelsea's not that young, I just laugh because the moment you take away Thiago Silva, who is 39, you take away Raheem Sterling, who is 29. That team is extremely very young. The next oldest guy is in the sick bay, Chilwell, who is 27. Right?
Okay.
The guy
Reece James is like 24 or something? Or 20?
He's young. He's just turning 24. Right? Okay. The next senior player is Conor Gallagher, who's 25, who just turned 25. So when you actually, those are the guys, all the other guys have been sick and be broken. So all the guys we've been playing with, aside Thiago Silva and Raheem Sterling, are within that 24 to 23-year-old mark. So the erratic nature that you saw towards the end of that game is the inability to manage game. Decision making, as we're talking about, when it comes to just holding the play, you don't have to run 3, 4, 5 players coming together to manage the game. You know, we just turned into anywhere Bele face last minute, just boot them out. I'm even glad that they even got to that point that they could actually think that way. I'm glad. Before, somebody would try and chase the ball and pass to the other person beside him inside the 18. So now we have grown to the point where we can just kick the ball out. In all honesty, we have a long way to go in Chelsea. You cannot buy experience. You cannot manufacture it. And talent is talent. We, again, back to it.
Talent.
Thiago Silva, Cole Palmer, none of the boys, including Enzo, none of the boys in this team have it naturally like those guys. They are just coming based on, as Tata said, I do want to have a season. I cash out. Pay. I'm okay. I'm not hitting your hustle. But none of those guys are at that level we want to see in the top 5 Premiership teams, like the likes of Thiago Silva or Cole Palmer. They're just not there. And Chelsea has a long way to go, to be very honest with you.
Yeah. Before let's go into Afcon, but let me take comments from Ayo. Ayo goes, ETH is grossly misprofiled. He is more of a pragmatist than a Cruyff disciple. People get carried away with that team of talented pipeline he coached and think that it is what he is. He just adapts to what the players he just adapts to the players he has, and he's not welded to any ideas. That's what I am. Okay,
so I hope so. I hope to see that.
Okay, let's talk about Afcon. Ivory Coast Guinea Bissau played yesterday. Opening ceremony was fire, by the way. I loved it.
It was fire.
Every moment of it. And then, of course, Nigeria played Equatorial Guinea early this morning. Tell us about Ivory Coast Guinea Bissau. Most importantly, in light of the fact that Nigeria, we will play them on Thursday, and that Ivory Coast midfield is a machine.
I'm telling you. Look, the only hope is, if you look at the history of Nigerian football, for some weird reason, Nigerian footballers step up when the stakes are extremely high. Okay, you're playing Brazil, you're playing Germany, you're playing Holland. You know, we love that. So that's my only hope. They're going to go into that game thinking, okay, this is CIV. Okay, we are going to show what we are made of. You know, Senegal 92 was the same thing. The Super Eagles filed out, played against Senegal in front of a packed crowd. We won 2-1. You know, so I'm not scared of the Ivorian game. To be honest, I'm not scared of the game.
Okay.
But if we play like we played today, we're going to lose. No two ways about it. My only issue is with today's game. We should have won today's game. We won today's game. We had the chances.
Absolutely.
We were so wasteful. Now, that could be the difference in the Ivorian game, because that Ivorian team I see, they don't depend on their strikers. The midfielders can score. You know, Fofana, Casey, and Sangari. That's a unit.
Yep.
When they played yesterday, they were sucking everything. They were distributing well. There is strength. Talking about, I look at that midfield and I can tell each of them have that's at least 20 years of experience eating fufu. That you can't, you are not, no mistake about it. The strength is on another level. Yeah, they're the ones that throw it and grab it before they dip it and swallow. Experience, you know, and they have a very, very, very good team. The Ivorian team is a good team, and when I looked at it, I knew there is nothing Guinea Bissau would really do, because it was just a matter of time. They would have scored 5 or 6 goals. You know? Towards the end, they had like 3 clear chances. And for the Nigerian game, I'm excited. We miss Ndidi a lot, but our Hassan Yusuf played so well. You know, he played so well.
You're such a young talent.
He and Lookman are the 2 stand-up. I know, even though Seaman scored, but
Seaman had a horrible game, even though he scored. He had a terrible game.
Yeah, he had a terrible game. But Hassan Yusuf and Lookman were 2 outstanding performers. Shea Ajayi did well too, and Ola Aino, you know. Look at the team. Aino tried.
I know was moving as if he had a bar before he jumped on that pitch.
He plays like that. But overall, there was a little contribution. My only issue with Super Eagles is it's been 2 years since the last Afcon, and I haven't seen any level of maturity or improvement from Moses Simon or Chukwueze.
I was going
head down, run. Lift up your head, play a 1-2 pass. They one trick pony. This one wants to cut in and shoot. This one wants to cut in and shoot. And when Chukwueze came in, he still has that naivety. He sits a defender down, they cheer, he gets excited. Dude, you are playing in the Afcon. It's not street football. You've got your entertainment. Immediately the defender sits down, get yourself in a position and put the ball in the box. He wants to take on another man. He's like with Moses Simon. I mean, I don't know if the Super Eagles don't learn from 2 years ago, we are going to pay the price. The only outlet is we are fortunate that one of 4 third best placed teams are going to qualify.
We'll go through.
So that is my last hope if we lose to the CIV.
Yeah.
That's my last hope if we lose to the CIV.
Look, I think as a midfield unit today and as a defensive unit, Nigeria were poor. We were poor because I look at that midfield and I mean, Wilfred and Didi I can't say we missed him so much because Yusuf balled out today. And I'm actually worried. I'm actually worried that he's injured. I'm worried for his injury because when he left, I don't think Onyeka did much to dominate in terms of like flying into tackles, intercepting passes as much as Yusuf did. It might just be Yusuf. It might just be that Yusuf's blood is hot because this is debut, right? This first time he put on the Nigerian shirt.
He plays like that.
Okay,
that's relatively but he plays like that. That's him.
Yeah, and our Chukwueze, bruh, like the crazy thing is, whatever Chukwueze did today, he does the exact same thing at AC Milan. The exact same thing.
Then how is he being applied in AC Milan? Then is the question. How was he applied?
He comes off. He doesn't. He's not a starter. He's not a starter.
I understand. He didn't start today, right?
Yeah, he didn't start today. But then I don't think Pioli looks to Chukwueze to do anything, right? He just looks to him. Hey, bro, just come on in and finish the game. He's not key. He's not key to the AC Milan attack. Today we actually needed him to do something. He
came in and did what he did 2 years ago.
And did nothing.
He was worse.
Stagnation.
He was worse actually because if he only started if he came in 15 minutes to the end of the game, right? About so.
Yeah.
He lost more ball possession than any other player that started the game. He contributed not a single cutback, crossing to Osimhen or anybody in the front. I was worried, and I didn't want to be piling up on him because national team is sensitive, and these guys are young. They might, and in Nigeria, once you start pick on one player like Uzo, everybody piles up on that guy, and our people are extra on social media. So I'm always very sensitive, making like picking up. No, I am like with these Nigerian boys. I'm very because Nigeria, we know they agree for social media, so I'm very careful jumping on the bandwagon. I'm very careful tearing any other person down on social media, especially Nigerian citizens themselves. But honestly, man, he was not good. He was, and I'm worried because either the coach, because we're playing 4-5-1, it was very evident. The only creative avenue we had today was coming from Lukman Yusuf and potentially maybe even Iwobi.
Iwobi wasn't even playing much. I'm not gonna lie.
He didn't do much. He didn't do much, but when it mattered, he provided.
You have to understand that
chances.
Exactly. Like he wasn't playing up front. He wasn't in his usual let me go at the defense. His job is to manage the game and move it around. That was what he did. And then the Lukmans, the Chukwuezes, what was the name? Simon. They were supposed to move this ball to Osimhen. So if you notice, Osimhen had better chances when the ball came one to him, bypassing these idiots in front. In front. So and this is on coach. So I don't know how else. Although I would say first half was garbage, second half was much better. We had chances. We had a plethora.
We were very wasteful.
That was Chelsea. So this was as if I was watching Chelsea week in, week out. XG Kings. Nothing to show for it.
XGFC.
Aside that, XGFC. Aside that, I am hoping, in all honesty to you, I'm actually hoping that we start slow most times in this competition, which is kind of like we pick up later on. I'm hoping with we might get a result against Ivory Coast. I'm not surprised if we do, because that's what.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't.
2-1, very normal thing. Nigeria will just step up there. We'll not give false hope again. We'll carry on that stupid rally to quarterfinals. So,
and there are a lot of us Nigerians in Abidjan. I'm not sure why the stadium looks so scanty today. I didn't think there were many Nigerian fans in the stadium today.
I mean, it's also on the Super Eagles. They've been playing appalling football for a long time. And the citizens are sort of like withdrawn from Super Eagles. It's almost like Super Eagles will play. Okay.
They're not the best on-field brand right now. They're the best off-field brand in terms of like fashion.
I mean, they actually looking good though.
I should be good, man. I should be
looking good though.
Like I can't hit on them. I can't.
Let me take comments.
I said what did we?
Yeah. Let me take. Osa goes. ETH is the Dutch Moreno. Cruyff is rolling in his grave. Golly.
Not that bad.
Bankole Ojo goes. ETH is the most competent football mind.
Emma Gokara, you continue to be gawking yourself until they relegate you people. Continue. Now this kind of statement, Bankole continue. You go shock now.
Ayo goes. What formation did Nigeria play today? I couldn't tell. My brother,
it was 0-0
Nigeria play today.
No. It was 4-5-1. So it was a different.
Or 4-4-1. However you want to put it.
No, boss. It was 4-2-3-1. It was actually very clear that because Osimhen was the only one, and those idiots were just.
Lukman actually played well.
Lukman tried, but I think
Lukman played well. Played way better than Simon and Chukwueze.
There was another guy that got subbed before Chukwueze came in. What's his name?
He got taken off. Brother.
Yeah. Because Lukman was on the right, then there was another player on the left, and then Lukman had to go right.
Moses Simon was on the right.
On the left.
No, it was on the right.
Moses Simon was on the right. Lukman was on the left.
Yeah, Lukman was on the left, but Lukman played like a free role, sort of.
A free role, because I kept seeing him on the right in front of Ola Aina, right?
Yeah.
And
it was the problem. I think where the coach got it right was starting Nwabili in goal to begin with.
Yeah, I agree with that.
100%.
Yeah.
After I don't see also.
No, but he wasn't good enough. He's not, because when we're looking at Nigerian goalkeepers, right? You're looking at Enyama is like the pinnacle. I'm not comparing him to Enyama. Nobody's like that. Nobody's like that. But the other goalkeeper that unfortunately had leukemia was very good.
Yeah.
The one that had looking, I've forgotten his name now.
Sebastian
light
Haller.
skin-
Sebastian
Yeah.
Haller.
What?
Sebastian Haller.
No, that's CIV. Our goalkeeper, Super Eagles,
Oh, our
the one
goalkeeper?
that had leukemia.
Our own goalkeeper.
I don't
Yeah.
remember.
He almost came
Light skin
like
brother,
maybe
right?
a
Light
year
skin
or
brother.
two. Yeah, you remember him now.
Oh,
Forgotten
the
his
light
name.
skinned goalkeeper.
I
I
remember
forget
him.
his
Yeah.
name. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He was extremely good.
Like he was.
And I was like, yeah, it was very good. I
Okay.
was like, okay, now
Okay,
we
what-
have a
so yeah,
goalkeeper.
Here's where the bars drop. You see, was extremely good. His fundamentals were just good. This is how far.
No. But I'm saying like Enyama is like the pinnacle. I'm saying relative to what we have, he was extremely good. So it tells you what having Uzoho in goal is. When I'm saying that guy, Carl Ikeme, that's his name, Carl Ikeme. Carl Ikeme. You know, he was the hope after Enyama was like, okay, Nigeria can go forward with this. You know.
Yeah. See, I didn't know he had leukemia. I didn't know that.
That's what put him out. Yeah, that's what put him out. So this Nwabili in goal gave me confidence, you know.
Yeah.
And I think we can move forward. I think we can move forward with Nwabili in goal. But where the coach messed up, see, Basi is a left-sided center back.
Mm-hmm.
Start him with Ajayi. That's what he would have done. He brings in Akon and plays Akon with Ajayi, two right-sided center halves, partnering. Just play Basi in his position. It creates balance. And then you would have Zaidu. Yeah.
Idris, I know you have to go. Let's move on to this last topic. I know you got to go. One non-football thing you're excited for in 2024. I decided to start putting these topics in for a podcast. It's kind of like, you know, get a little
non-football thing.
One non-football thing you're excited for in 2024.
Oh, I haven't. I like. The only thing non-football I can think about related to football is Chelsea's potential ban, or they went to go and report Abramovich thinking he was doing the right thing, and they will now ban us. Fool! He's losing 200 million after 2 billion that we have spent. So I don't know what is exciting about that, but me, I'm just praying for transfer ban so that we can borrow cents. That's the really exciting thing I'm worried about Chelsea. And you people think I'm crazy when I say this thing. I'm excited for a transfer ban so that we can just focus on the 3 million players we have got, and then we can proceed from there. I don't know if you guys heard me.
I hear that.
I'm excited for the transfer ban. So that's the only thing that is tripping me right now. So that, I'm not even lying now. Let us just, all of us, everybody, different local governments, different diaspora Chelsea player, everybody come house. Let's all come and be discussing how to move this franchise forward. That's it.
Okay, well, if you guys get banned, we'll be here. We'll be here laughing.
We'll be very okay.
That's it. Ayo goes Itata Ten Hag, passing angles FC, left center back plus right center back. Itata, you have anything in regard to one non-football thing you're excited for in 2024?
I think for me, it's the competition with EV cars, electric cars, you know, where it's going, and this having to fight good old crude oil, you know, gasoline versus EV. Let's see where it lands. Yeah, I think that crude oil power is extremely strong. I don't know what the planet is.
It's not just that, though, bros. If you can charge, if you are still going to charge that EV, last. So last. If you are not last, except you can go and plug your turbine in any close riverine area or stuff. All that one that we are talking hydro.
Yeah, because you still trace it back. You're tracing it back. You're tracing everything still back to that good old crude. So
hydrocarbons at the end of the day.
It's hydrocarbons.
Sorry, let me just take this comment real quick. Bankole goes, I'll make my case. John Murter is our
I have to go. Sorry, guys.
All right, Idris. So good to see you, bro.
Good to see you guys.
No hide, plenty like that.
No, I promise to be back again more.
All right, peace, bro. Bankole goes, I'll make my case. John Murter is the director of football. Fletcher was appointed for PR. ETH had to bring his own personal agent to help with transfers. We did not have a head of medical for 9 months. It's a shit show. Yeah.
You know what? As a Nigerian, who pretty much the democratic terrain is not so good, the economy is not so good, and being a Manchester United fan supporting Super Eagles, when I read things like that, Bankole, can I just breathe? You are not adding to my long life, Bankole. Bring something nice. Make me just at least digest that bed.
Hey, Ayo. whenever you get your receding hairline back, if you go to any of these Turkish doctors, run me the plug, because I might need it in a few years. Only God knows what's gonna happen to this hair in a few years.
I know. I know.
Turkey. But look, the Ghana Cape Verde game just it's I think it's still 1-0 halftime.
It's still 1-0. They said I think the defender was in line of vision with the goalie.
Yeah, he was land. I don't disagree with that decision, honestly. I don't disagree. I don't. But anyway, Tata, appreciate you for joining, man. Hopefully.
Yeah, well, let's throw in real quick. The beauty of Afcon. Egypt, the mighty Egypt, 7 times winners, they tied their game today. So 2-2. So I'm telling you, this might be the most unpredictable Afcon. Just keep your eyes open. But I'm still putting it out there. Based on what I've seen so far this year, if you really want to watch football and enjoy it, wait for Mali. When they play, just wait for Mali, watch Mali, and enjoy football. They're the ones I'm waiting for right now.
When do they play? When is the first game?
I think their game is either tomorrow or the day after. I have to look at it. But yeah, Mali. I hope they don't disappoint me, because what I've seen so far, I think they're the best footballing side in Africa. Mali.
And and look, Afcon has had 6 different winners in the last 6 competitions.
Yeah.
So it's not one of those predictable tournaments where this team is guaranteed to win it. So maybe Mali can do it.
I wouldn't have a problem if Mali wins it.
Oh, Ayo is already just coming out with chess. Egypt will win after.
I'm not betting against him. He has a way of taking money from innocent people like me. So
yeah.
So I'm not going to just jump in and if he says so, I agree.
Who knows? But guys, we have come to the end of the podcast. It is Afcon month, and look, there are games up until the beginning of second week in February, and I cannot wait to discover the new the African talent that we haven't, that mainstream football hasn't seen. I know, Tata, you watch like under 17 and under 21 African football, so these players, but mainstream football fans, we've not seen this. So hopefully we're in for a great tournament.
There is a Traore kid that led the line for the Senegalese U20. I hope he gets a chance. He was very good. So just watch out. I think he's 19. Yeah, I think he's 19. I think he's 19. So just keep an eye. It's going to be, and I think we are going to have a review of the first round of games.
Okay.
So watch out for that.
All right. Yeah, that will be posted on the Footy Fantasy channel. And there will also be like a summary, like a Cliff Notes version of this podcast that will be put up in like the next, 1 or 2 days. Thank you, everyone in the comments. Thank you, Ayo. Thank you, Bankole. Thank you, Osa, as well. For some reason, Linger is not in the comments today. Maybe she's still doing Death to December in the Gabby over there. But shout out to everybody who joined us. See you guys next week, and have a great week. Bye, guys.
Yeah.